Is Porsche's Boxster still the best car of its kind in 718 series form? This is the first mid-engine Porsche to feature a flat-4 engine since the 914 model of 1969 and claims to have reinvented itself for a new era. Time to put it to the test.
The 4-cylinder 2-litre and 2.5-litre turbocharged engines of this 718 series Boxster are a very different proposition to the flat-6, normally aspirated motors that were previously used. Now, some will mourn the change in engine noise, although the latest units have their own distinctive character when they're revved hard, and they're certainly more powerful than before. The entry-level model comes with 300 brake horsepower. That's good enough to see off 0 to 62 miles an hour in as little as 4.7 seconds if you go for the PDK 7-speed dual-clutch transmission and use the optional launch control system. Pick that gearbox and mate it to the 2.5-litre motor found in this Boxster S variant, and that sprint can be completed in just 4.2 seconds. Top speed, see the standard 718 Boxster hits 170 miles an hour, while this S version maxes out at 177 miles an hour. Even so, you can also expect to see strong efficiency returns, especially with that optional PDK Auto box. In this, guys, expect combined economy of up to 40.9 miles per gallon for the smaller capacity model, along with 158 grams per kilometre carbon dioxide emissions, or 38.7 miles per gallon and 167 grams per kilometre for the S version. As well as being quicker than its predecessor in a straight line, this 718 series model also benefits from quicker feeling steering, thicker anti-roll bars and a more focused suspension setup. It all means that the Boxster remains the best handling car in its class, with even greater reserves of balance and cornering control. You can embellish that further with optional Porsche active suspension management, adaptive damping, and Porsche torque vectoring that maximises traction through the bends. You're probably also going to want the optional Sport Chrono package with its selectable driving modes that alter the way that the engine, the steering, the suspension and PDK gearbox react. Pick the PDK gearbox and that Sport Chrono pack will come with launch control for Grand Prix style getaways, plus a Sport Response button that aids quick overtaking by putting the engine and the transmission into their most alert calibrations for 20 seconds. Finally, we'll tell you that the roof is an intricately engineered fabric top that lowers or raises in just 9 seconds at speeds up to 31 miles an hour. The Porsche Boxster remains instantly recognisable, yet actually this 718 version shares only its bonnet, boot, windscreen and hood with the previous model. These headlamps, for example, which are larger than before, get more prominence on the wings and feature 4 LED daytime running lights that sit at the corners of the main bi-xenon lamp units. Also rather pretty are these slender lights that sit above much larger air intakes. They're there for extra cooling and represent perhaps the most prominent visual expression of this model's new turbo engine concept. Time to focus on the cabin. Now you'll want to know what's different, and at first glance, as with the outside, the answer seems to be not a whole lot. Look a little closer though, and again the changes become more apparent. The entire upper part of the dashboard has been redesigned, for example, hence the elegance of these elevated air vents. But you're more likely to notice the installation of the new central PCM, Porsche Communication Management screen, that dominates the centre stack. As for luggage space, well, the mid-mounting of the Boxster's flat-6 engine has always been a big plus in this regard. OK, so your service technician might not immediately agree, but you will value the utility of having 2 boot options. A 150-litre area at the front, which can easily accommodate 2 or 3 squashy bags, with a further 130 litres of shallower but wider storage at the back. If Porsche had launched the Boxster with 4 cylinders from the very beginning, no one would have anything but praise to shower on this car. If you can afford one, there is, after all, very little not to like about this class-leading roadster. As it is, though, there's a danger that this model will be forever remembered as the one with a downsized engine. So it's important here that we should put the record straight. The power you have is surely more important than the cylinder count, and this improved 718 Boxster is significantly faster than any of its predecessors. Beyond that though, we've tried to show in this film why a flat 4 format better suits this car in terms of its responsible development, its market positioning, and even its historical context. Is it the best model Porsche makes? Well, you might argue that. Is it head and shoulders above its rivals? Undoubtedly.